General H. Norman Schwarzkopf Jr. A comprehensive life and career history. Herbert Norman Schwarzkopf Jr., born on August 22, 1934, in Trenton, New Jersey, was one of the most prominent U.S. military figures of the 20th century. Best known for leading coalition forces to victory in the 1991 Gulf War, his life was shaped by a military upbringing, a commitment to service, and a reputation for strategic brilliance and uncompromising leadership. Below is a detailed account of his life, career. The founder of the New Jersey State Police. His mother, Ruth Alice Nee Bowman, was a nurse from West Virginia. Schwarzkopf's early years were marked by a peripatetic lifestyle due to his father's military assignments, which took the family to places like Iran, Switzerland, Germany, and Italy. Childhood abroad. Schwarzkopf spent significant time in Tehran, Iran, where his father served as a military advisor to the geopolitical complexities influenced his worldview. Schwarzkopf attended the community high school in Tehran, the International School of Geneva, and later Valley Forge Military Academy in Pennsylvania, where he graduated as valedictorian. He followed in his father's footsteps, enrolling at the United States Military Academy at West Point, in guided missile engineering from the University of Southern California in 1964. Early military career commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army in 1956. Schwarzkopf began his career with the 101st Airborne Division and the 2nd Armored Cavalry Regiment in Germany. His early assignments included roles as a platoon leader and company commander, where he developed a reputation for discipline and tactical acumen. Vietnam War, 1965 to 1970, Schwarzkopf served 2 tours in Vietnam, which profoundly shaped his leadership philosophy. First tour, 1965-1966. As a captain, he served as an advisor to the South Vietnamese Airborne Division, earning a Silver Star for bravery and a Purple Heart after being wounded by shrapnel. Second tour, 1969-1970. As a lieutenant colonel, he commanded the 1st Battalion, 6th Infantry Regiment, 198th Infantry Brigade. His leadership during the war was marked by a pivotal incident in 1970, when he risked his life to rescue soldiers from a minefield. Earning a 2nd Silver Star, he also received a 3rd Silver Star and a Bronze Star with valor for other actions. But the war's chaos and the unpopularity of U.S. involvement left him disillusioned with military bureaucracy. Schwarzkopf considered leaving the Army, but was persuaded to stay by mentors who recognized his potential. He held various staff and command roles, including at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and as deputy commander of the 172nd Infantry Brigade in Alaska. Rise. Through the ranks, Schwarzkopf's career gained momentum in the 1970s and 1980s as he took on increasingly significant roles. 1970s. He served as an instructor at West Point and held staff positions at the Pentagon, focusing on personnel and operations. His blunt style often clashed with superiors, but his competence was undeniable. 1983 Grenada invasion. As a Major General, Schwarzkopf served as Deputy Commander of the U.S. invasion of Grenada, Operation Urgent Fury. He was critical of the operations, planning, and inter-service coordination, experiences that later informed his emphasis on joint operations. 1980s commands. Schwarzkopf commanded the 24th Infantry Division at Fort Stewart and served as Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations and Plans at the Pentagon. In 1988, he was promoted to 4-Star General and appointed Commander-in-Chief of U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, based in Tampa, Florida, overseeing U.S. military operations in the Middle East, Horn of Africa, and Central Asia. The Gulf War and Operation Desert Storm 1990-1991. Schwarzkopf's defining moment came during the Gulf War, following Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in August 1990. As CENTCOM commander, he led a coalition of over 30 nations to liberate Kuwait in Operation Desert Shield and Operation Desert Storm. Operation Desert Shield, August 1990, January 1991, Schwarzkopf oversaw the rapid deployment of U.S. and allied forces to Saudi Arabia to deter further Iraqi aggression. He built a coalition that included forces from nations like the UK, France, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Syria, managing complex diplomatic and logistical challenges. Operation Desert Storm, January-February 1991. Schwarzkopf designed a brilliant campaign that combined air and ground operations. Air campaign, starting January 17, 1991. coalition forces conducted a 5-week bombing campaign targeting Iraqi military infrastructure and weakening Saddam Hussein's forces. Ground campaign launched on February 24, 1991. The ground offensive featured a famous left hook maneuver, where coalition forces swept through the desert to encircle and destroy Iraqi units. The campaign lasted just 100 hours, ending with a ceasefire on February 28, an ability to unify diverse coalition partners. His press briefings, marked by his commanding presence and blunt humor, made him a public figure, earning him the nickname Stormin Norman. Schwarzkopf's leadership restored U.S. military confidence post-Vietnam and showcased the effectiveness of modern combined arms warfare. Post-Gulf War and retirement. Schwarzkopf retired from the Army in August 1991. Shortly after the Gulf War, at the height of his fame, his decision was influenced by frustration with Pentagon bureaucracy and a desire to focus on family life. Memoir, in 1992, he published It Doesn't Take a Hero, a best-selling autobiography that detailed his life, Vietnam experiences, and the Gulf War. The book revealed his introspective side, including his struggles with self-doubt and his disdain for micromanagement by civilian and military leaders. Public life. Schwarzkopf became a sought-after speaker and commentator, addressing leadership, military strategy, and veterans issues. He avoided political endorsements, but was vocal about supporting troops and critiquing military policy when warranted. Personal life. Schwarzkopf married Brenda Holsinger in 1968, and they had 3 children, Cynthia, Jessica, and Christian. The family settled in Tampa, Florida after his retirement. Schwarzkopf was known for his devotion to his family, often citing them as his anchor during his demanding career. Personality. Schwarzkopf was a complex figure, gruff and intimidating on the surface, but deeply compassionate toward his troops. He was known for his temper, but also for his loyalty and ability to inspire. His leadership philosophy emphasized preparation, trust in subordinates, and clarity of purpose. Health and Death, 1993. Schwarzkopf was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which he successfully treated. However, his health declined in later years. On December 27, 2012, he died in Tampa, Florida, at age 78, from complications of pneumonia. Politicians and veterans who hailed him as a hero and a transformative figure in modern warfare. Legacy. General Norman Schwarzkopf's legacy is multifaceted. Military impact. His leadership in the Gulf War redefined U.S. military doctrine, emphasizing rapid deployment, joint operations, and coalition building. The success of Desert Storm restored public confidence in the U.S. military after the Vietnam era. His larger-than-life persona resonating with the public through media coverage. Leadership lessons. His emphasis on preparation, adaptability, and empowerment of subordinates remains a model for military and corporate leaders. Key awards and honors. Military decorations. 3 Silver Stars, Bronze Star with Valor, Purple Heart, Distinguished Service Medal, and numerous other awards. Civilian honors. Presidential Medal of Freedom 1991, Knight Commander of the Order of the Bath Honorary UK, and various international awards from coalition partners. Recognition. Named one of Time magazine's Men of the Year in 1991 and honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for his media presence. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military and geopolitical updates. Thank you for watching this video.